When you are doing jovial movies, who is coming from foreign to come and watch it? You will do it for your community. In one scene, they can insult, they can laugh, they are wasting time in movie. They waste time. Me and my grandmother will go to somebody's house to go and work over there. I will sweep all the compound, and my grandmother will wash the dishes before we get money to go to school.
247 Routine is airborne right here on City Vibes TV. Of course, Jay-Z the Vibrator is my name. Call me Ojujumo. Wherever you are, please subscribe to the YouTube channel City Vibes TV, and don't forget to press the notification bell, and then you are good to go, right? So I have this great gentleman who happens to be a film director and also a movie producer. So in a brief, I'm going to introduce him right here on the show. Let's go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back from the break. This is 247 Routine. As I said earlier, I have this great gentleman here on seat to have a conversation with. Welcome, my gentleman, bro.
Yo, the Vibrator.
Charlie, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, you.
Charlie, I am so great to have you guy back on set. 2025, you've not met. Check like how many months now? 4th month, right? So how are you doing like 2025? Just give me a brief of that. Like Zamara Kwaden what 2025 for you?
Yeah, Jay, 2025 for no Nyamara Kodo as we from directors, we from producers, what we do is that every year we try to bring out new stuff or new production. So I'm underground working hard, seeing what I'm doing. We went to location, I'm coming
busy days for you, man.
Yeah. So I'm just there, being at the location and then working out to come out with a historical movie. So if you are not seeing me, it's not like I have sleep or I have slept. I'm working, I'm working.
I want to Central Region in
I told Central Region that I'll put them in map. I think 2020.
Yeah, that's 2021.
2021, I was putting Cape Coast into the map, bringing diasporas and then our white people to come and watch this movie because they have heard door of return at the castle, but they want to witness what happened to the ancestors.
Okay.
So I sat down and then say, why shouldn't write a story about this?
We're gonna come to that, but Ketu, what started then for you, like starting a movie production, or started then for you?
Yeah, I was doing videography. I was doing videography, and then I turned my videography school at Kumasi. That time, when I completed school, I was at Winneba Sports College. I was footballer.
Oh, okay.
I went there to meet Samuel Nkum and other blaster people.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they are my senior. So we are all in the same platform over there, But when I shared this story, then I feel sad because I didn't complete school over there because of my hostel fee and those things that time.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I just cut out over there and go to Kumasi, and go to media school over there, and then starting with the videography. So being a videography, it was not easy for me. And that time I don't have money to rent.
Let me hold on with this because I just want to know, going to Kumasi, was it going to venture yourself into videography?
The truth is that I just went there to learn.
Okay.
Because I go to media school over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went there to learn. That is Global Multimedia School in Kumasi.
Oh, wow.
Because that time they were, you can hear that Kumasi people are doing movies.
Oh, okay.
Chewa, when you hear them, it's crazy.
Like,
so I have to move from there and then went to Global Multimedia in Kumasi. That time I don't have money. So what I used to do is that every every weekend I have to come back to Cape Coast.
Okay.
Yes, I have to come back to Cape Coast and hustle and then get money and get back again to school. Because I'm not having money to get hostel.
Where your parents, like with that time, where were they?
Yeah,
your parents,
you know,
are they still together? were they alive, or maybe they separated? Are they dead or something like that? Because young boy like you, like going to Kumasi, you take up your own life. Like, okay, I just want to venture myself into this whole thing, and then with the support from the house, like coming like that. Charlie is crazy, man.
Yeah. You know, when you talk about my parents, I feel like crying. You know, my mother left me when I was going to KG1 or something.
Crazy, man.
So my mom left me a long time ago when I was kid. You know, and you know my father too also left. I think last year. So the life was tough. My life was tough. People would think like everything is easy for K2, but it is not like that. I try to push hard and focus about the dreams and then anything I want to achieve in life. So life was not easy. My mom left me at the age of like going to 2 years.
Left you as in
left
died?
Me, died.
Like, died.
Yes. My mom died, and then you know, I was scared. I couldn't notice. I couldn't notice my mom. I couldn't. If you tell me this is my mom, I can't see because I was too young.
But yeah.
You know. So
who by then who was taking care of you?
Yeah, I was staying with my grandmother. You know, I'm a type of guy who love housework.
Okay.
So I was staying with my grandmother.
Okay.
You know, so that is how the life was tough for me. You know, sometimes me and my grandmother will go to somebody's house to go and work over there. I will sweep all the compound, and my grandmother will wash the dishes before we get money to go to school. You know, so
it wasn't easy like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Everybody has a story to tell. Whenever you see a successful man, just approach the person and ask him or her how things was tough or maybe successful for him at that time. Now K2 is now a movie producer and also a filmmaker as well. Now let me delve into this. Now you have K2 Films Production. How did they start for you, K2 Films Production? How did you get the idea? How did you get the fund? Everything, like, just, I want to know more about that.
You know, after the media school, I told myself that I will not sit down.
Okay.
Because I have hustled to go to school. So I need to fulfill my promise. You know, so after school, I come back to Cape Coast, starting shooting normal videos, you know, wedding, engagement, event, other stuffs of event. So doing that, through that, I say to myself that no, I can do something, so I can further it.
Okay.
So I started learning from one of my white guy in US. He sent me some videos, you know, then I was watching. Do this, use this camera, do this, and then I was following. He taught me a lot, you know. So the word K2 came on the time when I finished computer school in Cape Coast here. And then I was calling Kweku.
Okay.
And Kweku Shoka to call Kweku.
Okay.
So that time I was in Kumasi, Kweku Shoka too was also doing pictures.
Okay.
Yes, photography. So when I come back, I told him that we should be joined together.
Okay.
You know, it will help us. We should join together and then we do the work both. So I just started it, and then we were working. We were working together. So that is how K2 became. You know, K and K, Kweku.
Okay.
And then K2 came.
Okay.
That time was K2 Creations.
Okay.
Because that time I'm very creative.
Okay.
So we use K2 Creations for that time.
And you were that was the time you guys were doing a joint.
Yeah, joint together.
Okay.
So I was doing with Shocker K2 Creations. We are doing. That time Facebook was not common, so I started creating a news page, doing content over there. You know, I was training Kwikwahin, who is at.
I'm careful. Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, yes. I saw something like that.
Yeah, so I started with him. I started way back, and later Kwikwahin was calling me, boss, I want to come. I want you to teach me something. You know, so I told him one day, Kwikwi can come to my house. Then we started from there, learning how to write news, learning how to shoot news, you know, and this boy was very fast.
So from there, you said, okay, no, you want to do your own thing.
Yeah. So I started this filmmaking, and then my first film, I just gathered some people and do it. We titled it Abra Brabo.
Abra Brabo.
Yes.
Okay.
What goes on in Abra, Cape Coast?
Okay.
You know,
that's your first movie.
Yes, I gathered the kid. You know, I gathered the young boys. You know, when you go to bar, how people behave over there.
Okay.
You know, I write the story, and then I started shooting that movie with the youth over
at Abra.
At Abra. So that is how I started shooting a movie.
Okay.
And my second movie was Assassinmanso. That time na Abra, they have an issue about lands.
Okay.
Here there's a confusion about land. This family is saying that I own the land in Abra. This person is saying this and this and that. So I wrote a story about that issue that is going on in Abra, you know, and then I titled the movie Assassinmanso. Yes. So
all this thing like Abra Brabo, Assassinmanso, how do you get to know the story? Like, but I do know with my just title and just to do Abra Brabo, Assassinmanso.
You know, as a filmmaker, any issue that happens, you know, you have to create a story of. So to me, I can just stand there and see someone is going. I can create a story for the person. Okay. I can write a story for the person.
Okay.
What will happen? You know, we went for a stage play yesterday. The man called me from Accra. He's saying, this is my life. This is what happens to my life. Can you do a story for me and come with your team and play for me? Wow. I say, you just tell me what happened to your life. Tell me. I will write a script. I will write the story. To let my people train on, and then we come.
Charlie.
So a filmmaker, you have to be creative. You know, you have to, when you are watching movies, you know, at the same time, you know, I'm a cinematographer. So when I'm watching movies, I learn a lot from.
Okay.
You know, so that is how we used to write stories.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you goes on. How many movies now, like so far, you've produced?
I think after Assassinmanso, I shoot another movie titled Sacrifice for Love.
Okay.
You know, Sacrifice for Love is also based on how someone sacrificed to help a guy, a lady who has money, and then the guy was driving Pagia. You know, Pagia,
that kind of stuff.
Yes,
so sacrifice.
Yes, so the lady one day, car had a problem, and then the Pagia guy went there to solve the issue, and then the lady fall love to the guy.
Where's the movie? Like that movie that you were talking about? Where is it? Is it on YouTube or like?
No. I just cut a snip on YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, but
so how can we maybe get to watch the full movie?
You know, that time right now I want to reshoot the movie again.
Okay.
I want to punch the movie again to become solid.
Yeah, so that you can people will get to know about that one. Charlie, I quite remember you showed a movie called Hood. Campus Hood or something like that. That was where I saw the production of K2, like a campus in the hood or something like that. Like that.
We shoot it in campus, Cipole University.
In which
that is where
yeah,
we should campus. What happens in campus? People went to school. People go to school and join occult. People turn their life to another, dressing out another thing. Your parent think like you are in school learning, but people, all my movies are educative.
Charlie.
So
it's not that funny thing.
No. I mean, because of I learned from Kumasi.
Okay.
Their movies are like joking, jovial, funny. But what will put your brand up? That is what I think first.
You think the Kumowood is more of funny thing?
Yeah. Their stories are one way.
Okay.
When you are watching Kumowood movie, it's something that happens, cases, witchcraft, insult.
Okay.
All those things. In one scene, they can insult, they can laugh, they are wasting time in movie. They waste time.
Okay.
And when you waste time, how can you come out with a good movie, good content? Because, for example, Lorraine, sometimes in one scene, they can take like 30 minutes. How? Ask yourself why a common scene should take a 30 minutes.
So, in your opinion, a common scene, like let's say a scene, should take about how many seconds?
Yes,
minutes, hours?
It depends on the script they have given to you just at that time.
Maybe okay.
At that time they have given you the script. Okay. Do this and add small. Let go.
Okay. So how many do you think, in your opinion, as a movie director or filmmaker, in a scene, how many minutes or how many times should that minutes you spend?
These are the things. Ultimate movie ma. What when you movie part 1 to part 10. It's not logic. That's Kofilu ko school na kano. Maybe I want to say a big create baby my jovia kakra. That's all. But it shouldn't be like. See how Lorraine do.
Okay.
They will waste time. They will just waste time. And when you watch foreign movies, they don't waste time. These are the things. Ultimate movie ma. What when you movie part 1 to part 10. It's not logic.
Okay, looking at, so you think that Kumowood does not produce educative movies? They produce funny movies.
The truth is that some of their movies is educative.
Okay.
In terms when it comes to family issues.
Okay.
In terms of family issues, someone has cursed someone. They are just teaching us how African families are.
Okay.
But other side I'm talking about is the jovial, the funny things. They waste time.
And the insults.
The insult.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like that one, I just subtract myself from because I don't want to be a filmmaker who does that.
Okay.
I want my movie standard be like the foreign people will come and watch.
Okay.
And this is where my platform is.
Okay.
This is where I'm working towards. Because if it is not that, not white person will come from outside Ghana to come and watch my slavery movie.
Okay.
This is where I'm thinking. This is where I want to put my standard.
Okay.
You see, so when you are doing jovial movies, who is coming from foreign to come and watch it? You will do it for your community.
Okay.
You see, you will do it for your community. So I'm just saying this for any movie producer or any filmmaker should think standard ahead, not your community. So you see, my movies. When you hear the titles, you feel like going to watch it.
Wow. Let's go for a short commercial break. When we return, we're going to talk about a little about the Door of Return and the new movie coming up here on 247Routine. Jay-Z the Vibrator is my name. Please subscribe to YouTube channel City Vice TV. We'll be right back after.